Good evening, you're watching this Mongolian World. I'm your host, Ulaanbaatar. And for top stories, climate change needs special attention at the regional level. Price of Mongolian coking coal dropping at Gantsmod port. Some of Ulaanbaatar city roads will be closed on June 1st. And for the news, stay tuned. For the first time, a conference on climate change and urbanization was held in Nakhon province. The event was attended by the Ministry of Nature, Environment and Tourism and the representatives of foreign organizations. Climate change has doubled the risk of natural disasters over the last 10 years. In addition, temperatures have risen, and the Ministry of Nature, Environment and Tourism will follow up on the outcomes of the conference. The ministry provided some updates on the Mongolia's climate change measures. As urbanization increases, greenhouse gas emissions increase. Many conventions say that ecosystems are the basis of human existence. These issues were addressed at COP15 in May to combat desertification and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The Ministry of Construction and Urban Development and the United Nations are organizing a climate change and urbanization event in Irtnet city. This is because new plans are needed for major cities like Irtnet and Darkhan and to reduce the urban concentration in Ulaanbaatar city. We can use renewable energy for this. In particular, many foreign governments support projects and programs to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. With the support, why can't the Mongolian government use renewable energy instead of coal? We can get registered with an international organization for our renewable energy consumption. After that, there's a good chance for us to get funding from international organizations by proving that the country has reduced its greenhouse gas emissions. As part of the national 1 billion trees campaign initiated by President Khursokhna, Mongolia aims to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, the leading cause of climate change, by 22.7% by 2030. For example, Japan has promised to eliminate its greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. However, our country needs to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 2030, increase renewable energy, and use electricity-intensive technologies in apartments. According to a youth rangers conference is being held in Irtnet on Friday at the initiative of the President of Mongolia. The outcomes of the forum and conferences will also be reported to the United Nations Representative's Office in Mongolia. I think we need to start preparing our children, the next generation, to work to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, protect ecosystems and save water. In 2019, Mongolia exported its largest amount of coal, around 36.5 million tons. This year, the government of Mongolia hopes to bring coal exports back to the level set in 2019, but only 5 tons were exported in the first half of the year.
In recent months, coking coal prices have risen in China's provinces, but prices at ports have fallen. As of March 25th, the price of coking coal in Hebei province reached 3,560 RMB or $561 per ton, and is sold for 3,360 RMB in Shanxi province or $529. At Tianjin port, the price of coking coal reached 3,520 RMB or $554. The Chinese government is pursuing growth stabilization policies and other measures to expand its macroeconomic policies to support coal demand. However, demand has dropped significantly in some provinces due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In China, inventory at coal mines have risen as supply has exceeded demand. According to SX Coal, as of March 24th, the stocks of washed coal at Chinese factories reached 890,000 tons. Coal prices are expected to fluctuate in the future due to COVID-19 restrictions, which will have an impact on coal demand. As of May 30th, the price of Mongolian raw coking coal has dropped at Gantsmod port. The price at Gantsmod was 1,900 to 1,950 RMB per ton on May 25th and 26th. That's a decrease of 50 RMB compared to the previous 2 days. The price decrease was mainly due to the increase in Mongolian imports. As part of the government's new revival policy, Mongolia's Kashunshuat port will be connected to China's Gantsmod port. The construction of an export shipment facility began on May 26th. The two governments finalized plans for the Kashunshuat-Gantsmod railway crossing in February of this year, ending a 14-year-old railway-related dispute. To increase cooperation between Mongolian and Chinese coal companies, the Mongolian Coal Association and FNV Digital Information Technology plan to hold the online conference China-Mongolia Coal Company Trading on June 14th. About 50% of Mongolia's main mining exports, copper and coking coal, account for more than 90% of the exports that pass through the Kashun-Suhat port. Industry analysts say that if the Tawan-Talwa-Kashun-Suhat railway had been commissioned in 2013, Mongolia would have been able to avoid external debt. Experts estimate that 2013 construction of the Tawan-Talwa-Kashun-Suhat railway would have resulted in the export of an additional 375 million tons and at least 80 trillion Mongolian tugriks in sale revenue.
International Children's Day is being celebrated with public events after a 2-year hiatus due to the COVID-19 pandemic. On Monday, the Ulaanbaatar City Department of Arts and Culture reported on events planned for the holiday.
On June 1st, the roads to the west and east of Sukhpadar Square in front of Torshan Hotel and the Sports Palace will be closed from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The road from Shangri-La Hotel to the Children's Palace will also be closed. City officials say tracking bracelets will be distributed to children and police officers will patrol streets during the road closure. Organizers say the city's Children's Days program will combine modern art with Mongolian tradition and respect intellectual property appropriate for Mongolian children. A parade of 3,000 people, including representatives from governmental and non-governmental organizations, businesses, and international organizations, will be organized to mark International Children's Day. There will also be a full day of performances by pop stars, young singers, dancers, actors, and puppeteers, which will be broadcast live by Mongolian National Broadcaster.
Now let's take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Here's the weather forecast of all major cities. Well, that's all for today, and thank you for staying with us. We will see you tomorrow with more news and updates. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.